All right, guys and girls, welcome to the AlwaysMoto podcast. This isn't the full episode 162 that we recorded live via our YouTube stream last night. Unfortunately, I've had some major issues over the last few weeks, months actually, trying to get set up to do this live stream. And in my efforts to get things working, I forgot to do something important last night and hit record at the beginning of the show with the podcast deck so that I can separately get the audio from the show. And I've had so many late nights and I could not be bothered to go back and try and rip the audio from the live stream completely. So I'm just going to give you the audio from the Mitchell Harrison interview as the podcast. If you want to see or hear the whole show, unfortunately, you probably won't be able to hear all of it because the last part of the show on the live stream, the audio also had an issue. User error again, my fault, my bad. I'm working it out, guys and girls. Don't worry, we're almost there. This live stream bit is not going to defeat me. We're going to get it. But just as a thank you, here is just the audio from the Mitchell Harrison interview. Nothing else, no ads. We're going straight to it. When it ends, it's done. But we wanted to thank Mitchell Harrison from Monster Energy CDR Yamaha for giving us the time to be on the show. So everyone should be able to hear this interview because it's a good interview with Mitchell Harrison. So let's do it. Here it is. We'll be back next week with another live stream. Hopefully we'll get the record on the podcast. Yeah, let's chat with Mitchell. All right, joining us this week on the AlwaysMoto podcast, he's a foreigner that's in the Australian series at the moment. You might know the name from overseas racing, but he's here. He's riding for CDR Yamaha, the Monster Energy CDR Yamaha. It's number 86 of Mitchell Harrison. How are you doing, Mitchell?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm doing very well. How is the Australian lifestyle suiting you the last couple of weeks since Redcliffe, mate?
Very good. I mean, like I've said multiple times, I've been pretty spoiled by Craig Dax, and it's just we're down in Torquay, so it's a really nice coastal town, and we got to go. Went to the MotoGP and just really exploring about.
So it's not all race tracks or practice tracks and gyms and stuff. You've actually had a bit of chance to check out the Australian lifestyle then?
Exactly. No, I mean, it's definitely you go to the track, you go to gym and whatnot. Actually, my trainer lives in Torquay. His name is Ryan, and he owns Torque Fit. So him and Zach Osborne, they both do my training program. But it was kind of funny. I didn't know that he was based in Torquay, so it was kind of ironic.
Wait,
And then
so how long have you had him for, and you didn't realize this connection only until you've made this jump to the CDR thing for this year? Is that how this is working? You've had him for ages, I gather.
Well, I started with Zach and Ryan at the beginning of this past year,
Yeah.
and I mean mainly like I was working with Zach, 'cause Zach is in Florida near me, and then Ryan came down once, so I got to meet him,
Mm-hmm.
and just like basic conversations, like tell him how I feel and so on, but I didn't know where he lived. Maybe I just don't ask enough questions.
Maybe, yeah.
So yeah. So then I was talking to him about coming down to race Australia. He's like, "Oh, that'd be great. Like I live right in the town that CDR rides and trains." And I'm like, "Oh, well, that's perfect." So yeah, literally his gym is less than 5, maybe like 3 minutes from where I'm staying. So that was very convenient for me.
So is it very different then? Obviously, you probably just had lots of online conversations with him to actually having him probably there in your face in the middle of a gym session telling you to do 2 more reps or whatever. Like, is that different?
No, he's a very chill guy. I mean, yeah, he like obviously pushes you a little bit. It makes it a lot easier because usually everything like if the workouts, like he sends a detailed video of every specific movement, and then everything else is like just like cycling program. It's there, and all I got to do is follow it on my computer.
Mm-hmm.
But it's cool having him in the gym. Like you have somebody to talk to, and like if I'm doing something wrong, he can really like nitpick me. So I think it makes it better. But I also have Zach doing the same thing when I'm in
At home,
Florida.
yeah. So how does that link? I'm just going off path on what we originally said we are going to chat about, but how does that link, come about? Is it purely from Zach and he's like backing with Zach, or did you meet this Ryan through another connection or recommended him? Like it's interesting that he's on the other side of the world for your training program basically, and like he's involved in it pretty heavily.
Yep. No, him and Zach kind of combined on Torque Fit. I don't exactly know how like Torque Fit got started and so on, but I know that they kind of have like a partnership in it.
Okay.
So it's them two doing it, and that's how I got connected with Ryan.
Yeah, wow. Interesting little connection, and funny that you end up in the right town at the right time to be able to train with him and catch up with him in person. Just coincidental, I
Exactly.
guess, at that point. So no, awesome that link's worked out for you. But you mentioned at the beginning of this
Exactly.
that like some of this week you've been doing some MotoGP stuff. That must have been a little fun side project to be in the right part of town, with Phillip Island not too far away from where you are, to be able to again go and do that promo
Yep.
on an off weekend from the racing for the Australian Supercross series.
Yeah, that was really cool. I mean, we mentioned it. I actually came about it on just a random Instagram reel or something. And I'm like, oh, that's on one of our off weekends. So
Yep.
I asked Craig, and we didn't really talk about it until like a day before. And he's like, "Hey, do you guys want to go?" And it's like, "Yeah, let's go. It's 3 hours away, and it's such an easy drive. Like we took a ferry, like the bottom part of Melbourne, and yeah, it's just a really simple drive over there. And then got the grade A experience with Yamaha. They really treated us like really treated us. So that was a really cool experience. Really cool company. I don't know if like any other manufacturer would really do that, to be honest, but it was so much fun to do.
Yeah, like obviously, I think I saw some of the Honda guys down there, like Dino too. But like it's really only probably the two, the Yamaha and the Australian, and the Honda, maybe KTM. But like Yamaha is one of the biggest, if not the biggest, supplier of motorcycles and off road stuff in Australia. So to be linked up with them at this time of year,
Mm.
it's almost like a perfect timing. If you want to go to Phillip Island, they're more than likely going to have VIP accesses and hospitality
Yeah,
things, and then even they probably cross promoted and got you signing stuff as well while you're out there, because it probably was people recognizing you there, I'm assuming. So look, it's a win-win, but like yeah, you get
there
to
was a
enjoy
couple.
something that you might not have expected as part of this little I'm going to sign and do some Australian Supercross.
Yeah, no, it was very cool. It's just been a great experience over here so far. Like I've been really enjoying it.
Yeah, nice. Well, it's good that it's kind of lucky at all the timing and whatnot. But yeah, it's nice that you get to enjoy these
Yeah,
things and not just purely be nose to the grindstone trying to punch out motos midweek sort of thing. So it is meant to be a bit more of
yeah,
a fun aspect of coming racing over here. So yeah, that's cool.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, but we're still punching out motos, right? Like, we have a really good track about 20 minutes away, that got built. So, like, me and Phil are out there still grinding, but it's at least we get to come back to a really nice coastal town and we get to do cool stuff on the weekends like that.
Yeah, definitely. So talk about obviously the main reason you're here is the Australian Supercross side of things, and we've had our first two rounds, that double header up there in Redcliffe, and we got to chat to you beforehand, and you were really comfortable, really confident in terms of the bike and the team, and obviously it was only a fairly short period that you got to be here and stuff, but things sounded really good on the way in. After the first two
Mm.
rounds, the results weren't fantastic. They weren't bad. You had some good shines of speed, but maybe not exactly where you thought you were going to be. Talk to us about the Australian Supercross series now that you're two races in. Is it what you expected? Is it harder than you expected? What are your thoughts at this point?
I would say it's about what I expected. Definitely different. And then like I knew the riders were going to be good, so I didn't expect to go in there and just be right winning like easily. I mean, I wish it was like that with like how Dean had it. He was just lights out.
Yeah, he was very good, wasn't
I
he?
just very good. But he's a great rider, so I mean, we're gonna expect that sometimes. But it was just like the tracks are just very different, and what like don't think I was really willing to send it as much on it. It just felt very foreign and very dry, and it's just weird to me. And like the bike felt I just kept making changes with the bike to kind of adapt to that. Um, and then by the last two mains, like I felt really good with the bike. We got to a great area, but I got terrible starts. So um, like all weekend I had terrible starts, and that was really the main thing. Like I had to come through the pack a bunch, and I mean I had decent finishes from it,
Mm-hmm.
but obviously nothing phenomenal. Um, and that's so hard with 10 laps. That's like a 7-minute main. So especially when everybody's pretty good and the track's not too challenging. Um, but I mean, Dean made it work, so I can't really make a lot of excuses. Um, so I mean, like, I'm still confident with where my speed is. We made the bike a little bit better. I worked on a lot of starts,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of different techniques, so I'm very confident there. So, I mean, if I just get a start, I think I should be battling with Dean. I hope he doesn't blow me out of the water, but I'm pretty confident I can stay there with him.
Fair. Yeah, look, you touched on two things. One, you mentioned like our main being sort of that, was it 10 laps, and it works out to be about 7 minutes or thereabouts.
Yeah,
That's basically a heat race for you guys in the AMA, isn't it? So like, it's a pretty short
yeah, it's
activity.
it's super short. I mean, if you put it to 20 minutes, like for sure gonna be top three. Like it's just I could tell a lot of the guys' fitness just wasn't really there. Um, Cedric was pretty strong. Aaron can be pretty strong. Um, Dean strong. But like still, I just think I could come back and definitely get in the top three from a bad start, no matter what. If it was 20 minutes.
Yeah, I think that would be the case for it would change a lot here, and I think that's partly one. It's an entertainment aspect. Like they've probably tried to do that to make our series a bit more thrilling because we do tend to have in the past. I don't know how much you've watched it, but we tend to have almost a different format each round. It seemed like at times we'd do a triple crown, we'd do a double header, we'd
Yeah.
do one 20-minute one a season, and we do all these random combinations of things. I feel like we're actually going to get a bit more consistent this time around, but yeah, it's still too short in terms of like giving the
Yeah,
guys
it's
that are training harder the chance to shine out.
yeah. I mean, but you hit a nail on the head. It's for entertainment, so
Mm-hmm.
it makes it chaotic and it makes it for for the fans. I'm fine with it. I mean, like all you got to do is get a good start, and you should be fine. So I was doing my job, and I wasn't getting good starts. But it's really good, training for me for like Supercross. Like obviously I want to come here and win, but like this is definitely like helping me more towards Supercross. Um, so like those 10 lap mains are going to be terrific for that.
Yeah, I would think that like your intensities should be well and truly over the moon by the time you get back to the AMA side of
Mm.
things, and like those first heat races shouldn't be a problem for you, in the first few rounds. So yeah, it should be a
No,
great little
no, no,
stepping
not
stone.
not at all. Yeah. I mean, I want to win for Craig and the team. Like they've put so much effort into it and they've done so much. Like I'm definitely here for that. I'm not here for a vacation. I want to I want to do well for them. So
Yeah.
that's um yeah, I'm trying to soak it up and do everything I can to like make it a memorable experience, but yeah, they need results, so I need to do that for them.
Yeah, you still focused on the main reason that you're here. Obviously, that was to do well and ride a dirt bike
Yeah,
as fast as you can for the blue team. So yeah, you're obviously aware of that at
exactly.
this point, which is great. You mentioned one part there too about the tracks and stuff, and I've got a question for you because at one point in one of the mains, and I can't remember which one across the weekend, but you were up there. I think you were running second or making a pass for second, and then ended up over the berm at the end of a whoops and sort of dropped all the
Hmm.
way back down a bit. That was obviously just crappy timing, but I felt like the whoops in terms of a track build from our side to an American side. Was that berm a lot closer to the last whoop than others? Because I felt like I saw a lot of people going over that berm over the weekend. More than just, it wasn't just a one-time thing. Like I felt like there was a few people that did
Yeah.
it Was it that the distance that it was, or was it just purely the last two whoops were just terrible and causing
Well,
you to kick and head off the track that way?
well, there's two things. I mean, they were close. It was close to the berm,
Yeah.
not closer than other whoops that I've experienced.
Okay.
The run up, they could have made it where the whoops were closer to the jump and then farther away from the berm. That could have been better. Um, and then the end of the whoops. So the inside was good.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you were to go inside, it wasn't bad. But also like the last one was pretty big compared to like where like the flat part going in the berm. So if you clipped it, like you kind of got out of control and,
Yep.
and could miss your break. And then the far right was really bad and like it was kind of like slanted,
Okay.
kind of like that.
Yeah.
So like if so when you're on the right, you're trying to turn in and your back end would slide. And that's
Mm.
what happened to me. So my back end slid.
Yep.
And then I kind of got all like kicked back and I missed my break and I went over the bar. But if you were to like every time that like actually pay attention and doubled in, it was no issue.
Okay. Yeah, it's just one of
So
those ones that
there
it's
was
sort
a
of
lot to them.
it just seemed to happen a lot that across the weekend. Like there was a few issues there in terms of people going over, but also then getting just squirrely and crashing into it and crashing into other people in that corner before the
Yeah.
final straight there. When you went over the berm, I don't know if it was the same as I saw Caleb Barham go over there, but was the 30-second card girl still squatted down behind there and you had to dodge her? Because Caleb Barham almost took her out when he went around that berm on one of the motos there. It was pretty
Oh
scary
goodness.
from my side of the angle I was watching at that point in
Yeah.
time.
No, I mean, there's nobody back there for me except a bunch of boulders. So that's
Lucky.
really what took me out. Like I went over fine, but then there was like just boulders, so I went over.
Yeah, they're not really concerned about what they put at the backside of those berms, thinking for it needs to be traction wise. So you got the raw end of the deal
If
there, mate.
if there were Yeah, if they needed to put a net anywhere, to be honest, that should have been it because someone could have easily jumped into
Well,
the next lane.
I think there's actually, I think it was Jet Alsop. There's a video of him there. He shoots over that berm, and literally his body
Yeah.
impacts the down ramp, like the side of the triple down ramp. So if he had been a tiny bit higher, he would have just shot over and landed basically been laying on the down ramp sort of thing of the triple. So yeah, it probably could have done with
Exactly.
a net there.
Yep. Yep. No, but they put the now on the other end, and it was literally in a spot that you weren't really going to hit it, and actually saw a guy go over and land into the medic unit.
Yeah, the three people went over that berm that I saw at least in the weekend, and all of them missed it. And then the two times that I
Yeah.
saw people coming around, Wilson Todd got stuck in the berm, trying to fit between the berm and the end of the framework over the start grid there, because you had to sort of twist the bars through. And yeah, he just got the bar
Yeah.
stuck in the net. And I'm like, well, that was a great idea, wasn't it, guys? You could have put it a bit more, like probably a foot, 30 centimeters one way. It would have been great. So
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, they still did, like the track was still good. I mean, it was a lot of fun to ride. So we'll see how the dirt is going to be in Sydney, or I don't know what the name of the town is,
Cronulla.
but yeah, Cronulla. Yeah, I
Cronulla.
keep blanking on it.
That's all right. It's probably not high on the tourist list of towns to know in Australia. So it is a
No,
very
no,
nice place. It's just not one of the
yeah,
more common ones that you would hear people say that they're traveling to. So yeah, it's still a
yeah,
big town, still just south of Sydney, which is obviously where most people would associate a race in New South Wales probably going to, but it's still technically in
yeah.
the city area. So yeah, it'll be cool. Have you actually seen or got any info on the track? Because I gather they're probably only starting to build today, tomorrow, and I haven't actually seen anything on pages as such from
No,
them.
I haven't seen anything, but I never look at track maps, so it wouldn't matter anyway.
Worry about it when you get there and you're standing on it.
Exactly.
It's probably a good way to be, because otherwise you'd be dreaming about it all week going, oh, what am I going to do here? What am I going to do there? And it doesn't matter. It probably won't be built that way anyway.
Well,
Redcliffe was meant to have an over-under bridge on it. So,
yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, you can look at any track map and you can guess what's going to be, and same thing on track walk. You can guess what's going to be, and it's never that. So
yeah, no, fair enough. So, look, moving into round 3, have we changed much during the break? And are we doing anything really differently, or are we just going to have a go and try and get a better start and just, that should be the soul for us for this weekend?
I mean, we made little changes, nothing too crazy. Definitely got the bike more comfortable. Like the little changes were good changes. So really worked on starts. That was a big thing. We rode quite a bit too. Feel like I'm going really fast. So I mean, confidence is still there. So I think, you know, you just gotta get a start. That's really it. It's like arena cross in a way. If you get a good start, you can, yeah, you can do really well. I mean, I feel like if I got a start, I could win.
Yeah, I think you're more than capable. Yeah, purely the start is a curious point for our events, given how short they are and how everyone there's few good starters in our field. Not surprisingly, but like Dylan Wills as a
Yeah.
privateer is more than capable of whole shotting the moto. Luke Clout,
Yep.
Phil Nicoletti, your teammate, they're all pretty known for their good starting capabilities. So yeah, it's hard if you're not
Mhm.
not completely on it. You got 3 or 4 or 5 guys that are probably going to get it. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
challenging.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's good. It's good. There's a great riders out there, so that's what makes it exciting.
Yeah, nice. Well, look, Mitchell, that's all we'll keep you for, mate. But I appreciate you making some time for us on the Always Moto podcast. Look forward to seeing you in Cronulla
Yep.
and seeing what you can do off the start line this time, and hopefully,
Yeah,
not
me
shoot
too.
over any berms, mate.
Yeah. No, yeah. Don't. I mean, it actually would have been a really good weekend if I didn't do that. And then my last moto was terrible start again, but I mean, it could have been like I could have been third in points, but we're not too far behind. So Dean's gonna be a challenge as always, but I think you win the rest, there's a chance.
Yeah, look, just like everybody else, Dean's going to be subjected to these short, intense racing, and he's not. He's only one mistake away from a bad start or a tip over somewhere, and he's got a bad result too that brings you right back into this. So you can only control what you can
Yeah.
do, but I think you're in the chase, man.
Yep. No, we're still there.
Awesome. All right, Mitchell. Well, yeah, we'll see you Friday at press day. Good luck on the weekend, and thanks for being on the show.
Yep. No, thank you.